Hey everyone, I'm teen writer Noah Barfield, author of that incredible, amazing, action fantasy novel Legendland, which is on Amazon now, and I'll be providing a link for it in the description below, or you can just click here. Either one works, so take your pick and check out my novel. Now this is Writer's Corner, but I decided to do something a little different this week in Writer's Corner. For you see, one fateful day I was perusing the interwebs, YouTube to be specific, and I was looking for young authors, old authors, and every kind of author in between, really, who was giving some sort of helpful writing tips or advice. And along the way, I was sidetracked. I admit it. But I completed my quest. The journey was long, arduous, fraught with terrors, much like the night. But dear viewers, I succeeded. But I was sidetracked. Though, what I was sidetracked with is actually the topic of this video, and it's great. It's the young author tag. I didn't know that existed, but I do now. And it's like the regular author tag, only for young authors, which I guess is pretty self-explanatory. But the author tag is whenever authors answer questions and then tag other authors to do the same. It's not repetitive, it's just amazing. But I was originally found this while watching the YouTube channel Shaylin Writes. I hope I didn't mispronounce her name because I hate when I do that. And I watched many other young author tag videos as well, or at least as many as there were out there. And all of them, I think, yeah, all of them, tagged everyone watching that video. And I thought to myself, hey, self, I'm proud of everyone, right? Yeah, not in a creepy collective hive mind sort of way, just in general part of humanity. Well, if you want to consider this glorious vessel part of humanity, then sure, I'm glad we agree. And then, congratulating myself on the wonderful idea of doing a young author tag video, I had food. It was a good day. But I could not help but notice the startling lack of young author tag videos out there, despite that many of these videos had hundreds or thousands of views and have been on YouTube for many years. And I realized that's because young authors, whenever tagged and saying, hey, you, put yourself in front of a camera and then put yourself in front of the entire internet and answer questions solely about yourself. Oh, your job is to stay home and write things without ever interacting with people? That's fine, reject all of that and do this anyway. So I get it, but I'm still tagging all of you. I want to increase the number of young author tag videos out there, and also hopefully give some tips at the very end of this video, so long as I don't ramble too long, that will help in front of the camera, hopefully, because I think it's important to have these young author tag videos out there, have young authors talking about themselves and their works, and to get faces out there that people can start to recognize. So, without any further ado, let's begin. Because I've written these down, I've tagged you, invoked your honor code, my conscience is clear. Let's start. Question 1. What is the name of your book? The name of my book is Legendland. It's glorious, it's amazing, you can get it on Amazon. Question 2. Do you have a pen name? If so, what is it? My pen name is Zargog the Destroyer. Or it would be if I had a pen name, but pen names are for internet writing. But seriously, in the beginning of my career, I was sat down and told, you're not using a pen name, you're putting your real name on the front of your books, and you're going to be proud of it. And I am very proud of my name, plus people aren't buying Legendland by Zargog the Destroyer. So that's also a plus. Though if I wrote fan fiction I was ashamed of, maybe I would use a pen name. Maybe. Question 3. Are you a young author? Am I? I would consider myself a young author because even though I'm 18, I'm still pretty young at heart, and I don't feel like I am an adult fit to be adulting in the real adult world right now. I admit I have still many things to learn, both through life and just things in general experience to gather, and I want to do that before I ever consider putting the title of adult on myself. Even though the law considers me one, I still don't and probably won't for several years to come until I learn the things that I need to learn. Question 4. Is your book published? I think that's the only answer you need. Question 5. What is your book about? Okay, what is my book about? My book is an action fantasy novel. It's also a fairy tale retelling, and it's set in a world where legends go to die, aka Legendland. It is written from the first-person perspective. It has 3 different viewpoints. What the book is really about is the 3 different main characters, their goals, desires, trials, tribulations, pitfalls, and just what makes them them. Their stories, their goals, and their interconnecting relationships between themselves and all of the minor characters in the story that are not only my own creation, but uniquely mine that I have twisted from various different myths, folklore, mythology, fairy tales, etc. So it's really about what it means to be a legend in Legendland, which has no clearly defined good or evil, and it's just a lot of shades of gray. It's just really a bunch of ambiguity, violence, and sarcasm. But each character has their own goals and ambitions, and some minor characters you really have to watch out for because they can be really ambitious. So it's really about legends and people, and how one can be the other, and one can stoop or raise up to the other one. So question number 6. Is anyone in your life an inspiration for any one of your characters? People I know watch these videos, so I'm going to tread carefully on this one. But the honest answer is everyone I know is an inspiration for everything I write. That being said, no one in particular really inspires one particular character. Now, I have certain traits of people I know that inspire certain traits of characters or archetypes of characters that I have. For instance, whenever I'm writing a mother, I think of other mothers I know or my own mom. You know, those things are commonly a little more emotional because I have to go personal for it. But everyone I know, observed, met, talked to, or seen on television or in real life is kind of lumped together and just this giant ball of inspiration, really, that continues to inspire my writing. So question number 7. Who or what characters did they inspire? Oh, this relates to number 6. They inspire everything I write and continue to write. Yeah. Question number 8. Written any other books? Yes, but none that I'm pulling out of the dark recesses of my computer anytime soon. I wrote my first book whenever I was about 8 years old, and it was 10 pages. And then I hand wrote another one about, there was like 32 pages or so. Then I wrote one that was a little over a dozen more pages longer than that last one. And I wrote these 3 before I left public school. And then after I did, I wrote one that was a couple hundred pages long, but I never published it or seeked interest in publishing it. So it quickly became basically the basis for a James Patterson novel that got published soon after, as is with anything that people don't decide to publish. James Patterson writes something about it. So after that, I wrote an actual novel that was, it was my NaNoWriMo novel that I was doing while I edited Legendland. I have many, many short stories and story ideas, some of which are on my website, arcstorm.com, but many of those I would love to turn into actual novels, books, stories, etc. But I am loving being focused on Legendland, so I'm not going to focus any of my other energies on those things just yet. Question number 9. This is getting difficult. What book do you wish you wrote? All of them. But I seriously do wish I had written the Harry Potter series, not because of the fame and fortune that J.K. Rowling has garnered from it, or even because she inspired me to start writing. That honor belongs to Christopher Paolini and his debut novel, Aragon. But because of the amount of hearts that she has touched with her magical world and characters, she has given me a goal to aspire to whenever I am writing. Because whenever I walked down Diagon Alley in Universal Studios, there's never really been a feeling quite like that I've experienced, and I want to do that I want to have that same experience. I want to do that to people with my writing, and I want them to have that same experience that I did. So I wish I had written that series so that people could feel that and I would be responsible for it. Question number 10. I can't do that. Is this the young author tag for you or just the regular author tag for you? Since I consider myself a young author still, this is the young author tag. And I'm tagging any young author out there or any author who still feels young at heart. So, you're all tagged. Question 11. It's impossible. What is or are the theme or theme colors of your book? It's a confusing question, and it still is. But it's basically asking what are the colors that describe your book, or the theme of it, I guess. And I would say they're probably the colors that are on the cover of Legendland. Darkness with shades of silver, gray, and red. Mostly, I would consider it just a tidal wave of darkness with a rapidly shrinking rainbow, because Legendland is pretty dark and mysterious, but just like this page, this canvas of darkness, is not in itself impressive or conveying the amount of darkness or evil that lies within it, but if you give shots and strands of color, it really highlights not only those color inside of it and the vibrancy there, but also the darkness that surrounds them. And so, I guess it's a tidal wave of darkness crashing down on a little rainbow. Now, a few quick tips for appearing in front of the camera, either for the first time or if you're nervous about doing it again, and then I'll be off. So, I guess the biggest tip would be that you don't always have to look in front of the camera, you don't always have to look at it, or you don't always have to look away. Making eye contact is important, but it's not always important. It's not as important as a lot of people make it out to be, especially whenever you're doing a video. And the second biggest tip, in my opinion, is to imagine that you're talking to someone that you actually enjoy talking to, whether that's a friend, family member, or your own reflection, or the wall. So imagine that you're talking to someone or something that you actually enjoy talking to. And third, if you talk with your hands while you are making a video. Be looser with your body, don't seem rigid and stiff. A lot of these things that I talked about in interviews in the past, and a lot of the tips that I give there are great for appearing in front of camera, but really just don't let yourself get caught up in who you're talking to. Just imagine that it's someone that you like and trust, and you'll be pretty good. And just remember that keep yourself loose, and I think you'll be fine. So I've tagged everyone who's watching this video, all young authors and authors young at heart alike. I hope you enjoyed this video, found it informative and humorous and awesome. If you liked this video, please subscribe. Even if you didn't like this video, I'll probably make one that you do like, so subscribe anyway. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, praise, any of those, you can contact me at my website, www.arc-storm.com. Leave a comment below. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, or anywhere really. So, thank you for watching. Check back soon for another video, and I hope you continue to enjoy.